Folks, here we are. We are back in the storage safety zone of the Magic the Gathering collector box area. You know what that means? There must be a new dramatic collector box coming out. Today's video, Commander Legends 2. All right. Well, let's get it all out in the open here, shall we, folks? So we got a little bit of a shift in distribution happening that I feel is very important that everybody understands regarding the supply side of this new product coming out. This product also feels very different than Commander Legends 1. I don't even know if using the name Commander Legends is the correct terminology. It doesn't feel right. I don't know if that's the correct lingo. So let's just jump into this. So for those of you who don't want to stick around, essentially, I love the product. You got split market. Half the people think it's really cool, excited, they're all about it. Other half saying, oh, all right, Adventures Forgotten Realm 2.0, all trash going to zero. Typical 2022. Supply side, for those of you who don't want to stick around, essentially the restock wave and release wave are being combined. So we're going to see an initial larger hit, and then it's going to go dark really quick. On top of that, as far as the patron special, we're launching this thing starting this Friday. Patrons are already aware, and they've made it very clear to me. Patrons, just like we was in Kamigawa and Copacabana, patrons have made it very clear. Rudy, there's different categories of patrons. Some just say, Rudy, I want a couple boxes to enjoy. And then I got other patrons that say, Rudy, I only want by the case. And Rudy, I want 24-box master case at the cheapest price possible. Well, if you are in that category of one of Rudy's patrons, congratulations. I'm going to make it happen for you. Let's get into it. So, first things first, current pricing. As of filming this video, Commander Legends collector boxes for Baldur's Gate here are averaging about $270. $275 on the open market. For most people, that includes shipping. Plus tax will put most people about $290s. I think Amazon's probably about the same, maybe $270, $280 plus tax, so around the same $290 with taxes and shipping for the average person. If you're lucky and you're not having to pay the taxes and for wherever you're going, you're probably about $270, $275 out the door. Pretty fair price, actually. I thought the $300 to $350 price when people were questioning me a little while ago, I was very skeptical of that, and I was like, look, there's going to be a lot of speculation on this product because the first collector box of Commander Legends, well, went to $5, $6 insane pricing so quickly. And yeah, hot take. History's going to repeat itself. But history's going to take longer to repeat itself. So I do believe that the Commander Legends 2 collector boxes will also have a similar positive trajectory, but I want people to be aware, I do not think it's going to happen as quickly. I do believe that Wizards has increased the supply of collector boxes because they saw what happened the first time around. I don't think it's a bad thing. I actually was very unhappy and upset that they didn't do a second wave and the supply was actually so low the first time around. I thought that was a big misstep. There's no reason for a product to come out the 250, 300 range and immediately go to 5, 6, 700. I thought that was a sign of bad execution. So, I think I'm going to try to obviously keep this in stock. The goal is to keep it in stock for at least 24 hours, which collector boxes, the last few sets, have been very difficult to keep in stock at release. But just to let the patrons know, because I'm going to get bombarded with questions. Yes, I plan on offering by, like a 2-3 box small collector box offer, a 6-box mini case. 6-box mini case looks like a little mini case of 6 boxes. Looks like this shape and size. 12 boxes for people who want 2 mini cases. And of course, for the high rollers, whales, no F's given. I don't care. I'm taking on 2022 with Rudy's X attitude. I am going to offer the 24-box master case of collector boxes for people who are interested in that. And obviously, for those individuals, I'm going to try to get the cheapest price possible to the public. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, don't hold me to this if I'm a couple dollars off, but I'm hoping for those people to sell Commander Legends 2 collector boxes for like $239 shipped per box. I'm hoping to really just smash it out of the park for those individuals. I know some people get really excited by that. Hey, And even if you do a smaller quantity, even if I can get you in the 240s, man, and even the smallest quantity in the 250s, I still think that's a phenomenal price. Don't hold me to that. That's what I'm targeting. It may be plus or minus a couple dollar difference, but that is what I'm going for right now. Now let's talk about the product. First time around, Commander Legends 1 is simply breathtakingly powerful. I said all along I thought Commander Legends 1 was essentially a master product, mispriced as a cheap draft product. I always felt Commander Legends 1 was underpriced from day one. I always thought it was strange. It was a very strange test product they did. So, with Commander Legends 2, I think they upped the print run by probably 20-30%, which I think is, honestly, if they doubled the print run of collector boxes, I'd be okay with that. The collector boxes for Commander Legends 1 was way too low. It was way too low. It was just too low. And the fact there was never a Wave 2 restock that from their warehouse, except Papa Bezos for a long time, it wasn't enough. So this time around, for whatever the reason is, the release wave and then the restock wave that's usually supposed to come a couple weeks after, because of the timing, whatever the reason is, Wizards is actually almost combining them. So you have the release wave of day one, and then the second restock, which is normally weeks later, coming in like a couple days later, so essentially it's all combined, is a very strange approach. I'm not sure what the rationale is with that, and I'm curious what you all think in the comment section. I believe also that's going to put a very big short-term downward pressure on the product at maybe like release, maybe just for the first few weeks. So understand, everybody, the fact that Wizards is, I don't know, testing or trying this, that they're going to have all the product come out at once for collector boxes. And I've never seen them kind of state that and do that. I'm not sure what this test method is. Maybe something to do with Hasbro's earnings or quarterly reports and a certain timetable. I don't know what they're going for. So I believe this is one of those products that is going to age well. I've said that with most collector boxes, and I've been wrong on Forgotten Realms. I've been wrong. Crimson Veil, I've been wrong. Midnight Hunt, I've been wrong. Call Time, I've been wrong. How many times have I been wrong? Quite a bit. That's part of being human, right? So now let's get into this type of product, though. This feels different. I don't think it's a bad product. Right now, the market's very split. You have some people that love it. I mean, people are messaging me, Rudy, where can I buy it? When's it on sale? How many can I buy? They are super pumped about it. Because there's still a lot of people that really like even Adventures Forgotten Realm. I hate to compare it, but again, because it's got similar, mechanics in it, people are making comparisons because of the Baldur's Gate and Dungeons and Dragons kind of thing and the name and all that stuff. But it doesn't feel like Adventures Forgotten Realm to me. It feels quite different to me personally. It doesn't feel like the first one either. This one feels like an independent product. Like if the name was different, there would be no connection to Commander Legends 1. But maybe a slight connection to Forgotten Realms because of like the dungeon crawling kind of D&D feel, maybe like the parchment scroll look. But I feel like it's kind of getting the Mist vibe right now. I feel like when I look at the cards and these weird Commander style little EDH these weird little cards in it, when I look at it, to me it doesn't feel like Commander Legends 1 or AFR. It feels like its own thing, and to me, it feels like the market doesn't understand the product yet. The market doesn't know if there's an $80 Monkey Pirate. The market doesn't know if there's a $100 Shepherd in it. Jumpstart analogy there. I think everyone's trying to figure that out right now. And I think by the time people figure that out, the market's going to adjust. And that's my theory on it. Now, what makes this a little sketchy and little anxiety on my end is, stores are getting it all at once. Which means some stores are just going to dump it all because they're going to be afraid. The problem is, I feel like once the meta, but once this is solved, or once this set is more understood in the coming release plus 30 plus 90 days, there's not really going to be any supply. And I want to touch on the Commander Legends set and draft box, but we might do another video on that. I want to focus on the collector boxes, but just to give you a 5-second summary, same thing's happening with the set boxes. So there's more set boxes on release, but then like the allocation period and the ability to get more of these set boxes after release date is like not going to happen for many, many months. And now that also did happen with Commander Legends 1 and Jumpstart and all these other specialty products. So that's my next concern. So we're about to walk into this situation where a lot of products coming, and I'm pretty excited about it. I think it's pretty interesting. And I know a lot of people are like, Rudy, it's cool and all. I'm going to buy a little, but I'm waiting for that double Masters, quad Masters coming. I hear you also. But I think both of these products aren't really going to overlap. And I think both of them are going to be just fine, but they're going in different directions. So, it's going to be a very interesting cycle over the next couple of weeks of what happens. Because the store price on these things is so much higher. Like, let's get into distribution costs. So, like, let's say the average store pays between, I don't know, $220 to $240 a collector box. Well, $220, $230, maybe $235. In fact, 2% credit card fee alone on a $230 box is like $5, $6 by itself. So, let's just $225, $230. The range is so different from every distributor on this product. It's annoying as hell. So, let's say in the middle. Let's just call it $230. Some people are going to be paying $240. Some stores are going to get down to like $220. Each distributor I buy from is a different price. It's a pain in the ass. So let's say $230. So unless this thing completely collapses, that's kind of where about essentially $250 to $260 is essentially going to be the floor price, where if stores sell less than that, well, they just start losing money after paying online fees and shipping and credit card fees and everything. So knowing that, the entry point, even to the public, if you're not even doing business with me, just in general to the public, even paying $270 is really not a bad price. Honestly, that really doesn't make me concerned at all. That's because I thought at release it should be about $280. Well, I guess $280, $290 is kind of where it is, because if people pay tax, you go to their local store, you pay $270 plus local tax. I guess you're in the $290s or $293, $294. I guess, all right, never mind. I guess it is still that for most people. So anything under $300 was my original instinct would be a fair price. When I saw at the beginning some people trying to do $300, $310, $330, $350 plus tax, I was like, all right, this is getting a little stupid. I thought under $300 was a great entry price. Anything $270 or under, $260s, $250s, I think is a phenomenal entry price. Now again, it doesn't mean we cannot see a short-term fire sale blip or a short-term uptick spike. The market can have a very extreme move either direction for a short period of time. And everybody shouldn't be focused on that, because if it spikes up a lot or it drops a lot, the short-term swing as the market's digesting is more market noise, because everyone's trying to figure it out. Now, of course, release plus 30 plus 60 days, release plus 90, release 6 plus 6 months, well, we're going to know what the true price is at that point in time. Problem is, if the true price is a lot higher, stores, Rudy's, Timmy's, we can't get more collector boxes. On top of that, after we get this initial set box wave, because it has the restock wave and release combined, we can't get more for months. At least this is what I'm told. And I'm hoping what I'm being told is inaccurate and wrong, because that would be better. That makes me nervous, because it essentially says if I get oversold, if any store is oversold, if anything spikes or changes, there's no supply to come to market to keep things stable. That makes me nervous. All right, so that's where we're at. Obviously, as you can see, I stay the course with all collector boxes, and I try to, except I think I got 2 cases of Kamigawa over there for box openings in the future. Not very many. But I heard there might be a rumor, or there's a tiny restock for Kamigawa collectors, but I don't know if that's true or not. And one distributor said it was, and each store is going to get 6 boxes. So I'm not even going to count that a restock, because that's not even enough to move the market. Okay. So that's where we're at with Commander Legends. I want to comment a few things about this set itself. I don't want to speculate on single cards, because if I'm right, people are going to think, oh, Rudy had inside information. If I'm wrong, people are going to make fun of me saying, oh, Rudy's always wrong. So that's a losing battle for me to speculate on the single cards in the set. But I want to comment this. I like the land cycle, because, we're already familiar with the land cycle from, previous specialty sets. The Mythics appear to be very interesting, with weird mechanics and weird styles, very Commander-ish-y feel. Doesn't feel very modern-y or standard. It's got a nice vibe to it. It's weird. I like things like that. I like the weird monkey pirate cards. I like the weird shepherd card. I like the weirder cards that tend to be like, whoa, these are really good. I like that kind of direction when Wizards takes it. I'm usually not a fan of when a set comes out and it's like, oh my god, there's Jeweled Lotus worth $100. It's gonna go to the moon, and we all know, because there's no surprises. It's kind of solved out of the gate. I like the more let's see what happens in weird cards for people to figure it out. So I like the concept that we have a safety net of a good land cycle in Commander Legends 2. So right out of the gate, that makes me very bullish and confident on the product, because that's a golden rule that I talk about on Alpha Investments and to everybody out there who's kind of really interested in analyzing products. A good land cycle doesn't mean the product's a home run. A good land cycle is a nice safety net for risk reward. It's a nice it puts a floor in place. You can't really have a set with fetch lands or a set with shock lands or a set with some sort of specialty land cycle that's decent and the product collapses like Crimson Vow. Like Crimson Vow, I know, hot take. If Crimson Vow had shock lands, you wouldn't see the price it is today, because the land cycle would have added a support system to it. That's what I'm getting at. I know. Yes, you in the back. Rudy, you're full of shit. Crimson Vow is still dog garbage. Well, I hope that turns out to be not true in a couple years. So that's my speech on Commander Legends 2, everybody, for the collector box. We're going to have to do another video coming up here probably on another day or so once we get more information on this set box, draft box for Commander Legends. We'll do a follow-up here in 24, 48 hours as we approach Friday and the pre-release and everything coming up here soon. I think pre-release is about 1 week away, which means all stores are going to start getting their product around that time, then the following Monday. So as we approach this, I'm going to zoom out now on a macro scale. Markets as a whole, stock markets, real estate, interest rates going up, inflation, are still very volatile. A lot of emotion, a lot of uncertainty. And again, if you are in a situation where your life is stable, you have extra resources, these are the times to add to your 401ks, add to your mutual funds, add to your collectibles. If you're into crypto, pick your favorite thing that you believe in. If you're into collectibles, pick your favorite collectible. If you're into real estate and there's opportunities near you, start researching that. Same thing with mutual funds and stocks. And eventually, I'm going to go back to discussing individual bonds in the bond market as interest rates go up, because they could become pretty attractive again. I haven't seen a lot of attractive bonds in many, many years because the rates are so low. I just can't justify locking in money for a couple percent for an A-rated, investment grade bond, not a junk bond or high yield, So, conclusion is, I just want people to understand things are still volatile, but be very careful being overly Debbie Downer. Don't be overly negative Nancy. And yeah, some people like me and other people, sure, we're losing a lot of money on paper. Our brokerage accounts, our retirement accounts, the assets we have dropped in value. And just like all regular people all around the world, on paper, everything has dropped in value. I know many people think, oh, well, Rudy, it's easy for you to say because you've got so much inventory and things. And you are correct. I'm not going to bullshit you. It's easier for people who have larger positions to handle it. If you have $1 million and you lose 20%, you lost 200 grand. That sucks. That hurts. But the thing is, for the person who had $1 million, if it goes down to $800,000, nothing really changes in their life. Versus if somebody has a couple $1,000s and they have a life event or a job loss or a major expense or medical bill, it can derail their future for many years. So yes, there is a difference, and you have to take those kind of things into consideration. Remember, folks, I do not believe, even Commander Legends 2, whether you're a patron or you're anyone just watching this video and you want to buy it on the open market, your local LGS or Creepy Rudy's basement, I do not believe there are any products that you can flip immediately in a week or two and make a lot of money. If you're looking for that quick flip within a couple weeks, I think you will be disappointed in everything right now. Things could change on a dime, and we could have a Kamigawa collector box where it goes up 50 to 100%. But I think that's more of an anomaly. But at the same time, do not underestimate the market. Do not underestimate Magic. I've been saying it since the beginning of the year. 2022, Magic's going to come roaring. And so far, Kamigawa, Streets of Copacabana. Next, we got Commander Legends. You got this Quad Masters, these Brothers War, Dominaria, Unsets. It's a powerhouse lineup. And sure, some of the prices may not skyrocket very quickly, but it doesn't mean it's a bad product. It doesn't mean you should be angry at your local LGS or some other person on the internet or me or another YouTuber or some other friend or family. it means that, we've returned to the way things should be, where prices are moving more slower and stable, and kind of that more slower normal growth, which is what we were all used to with Magic and sealed product for the last 6-7 years on this channel. And I'm happy with that. I like that. And I hope all of you out there can kind of also come to terms with that, because you'll enjoy everything a lot better and you'll see more of the beauty and value in that kind of principle of slow, more stable growth. I think it's healthy and it builds stronger foundations for everybody. So, conclusion of the video, everybody. Very excited about Commander Legends 2. Super pumped to do some box openings. Super pumped to see some of these cards in it. And I'm very curious to see what ends up being some of these crazy expensive surprise cards that I think we're going to start discovering in the next few weeks. Big fan of the product. Definitely going all in on it, putting a ton of money on the line. And hope you guys enjoy it too. And definitely interesting to see the comment section, unless it's just a bunch of memes in Rudy's crotch.